rare video where I am in pink. I couldn't bring myself to wear pink, but I have pink all over my face. And I was really tempted to wear the Valentine's Day headband as well, but I'll do that when we get closer to Valentine's Day, but I did wear it while I was putting the makeup on. Hey everybody, today we are looking at some of the best of Chanel, and I thought since we are getting very close to Valentine's Day that I would put together a pink infused look with some of the best Chanel products that I happen to have. And there actually is quite a bit of pink purple in the Chanel collections over the years, not necessarily recently, but there's been a few things that I will talk about today. But here's some of the things that you might already have in your collection or you can pick up. Now, on my face, I started with the Rosy Light Drops, which do not exist at the moment. However, there is going to be another fluid enhancer, highlighting, underlying fluid, whatever we're calling it, that is coming out for, I guess it's summer? LeBlanc? I'm not absolutely sure. I think it's the LeBlanc collection. I'm not sure what the shade is, but I do know that it will be like this. I'm pulling for something that like has a cool tone. Fingers crossed. Anyway, this one is pink. Course, because that's what we're talking about today. Plus they're called the Rosy Light Drops, and they have a very, very light baby pink hue. And when put on my skin, really all you get is that beautiful luminescence. So Rosy Light Drops is one of my favorites of all time that Chanel has come out with. I don't know if you have it in your collection, but if you do, make sure you're using it because it is absolutely stunning. Once you put it on, it pretty much sets down. You can see it. I used the Beiges Healthy Glow Foundation in B10 to put all over my face over that. And those two things combined give you a really gorgeous, glowy, healthy look that I think would work for any color story, regardless of whether it's pink or not. Now on my cheeks, I combined 3 different products. So the first one is not in existence right now. You would have to have picked it up, and it was called Fantasie. The actual name of it is Fantaisie de Chanel Illuminating Blush Powder. This was a limited edition launch, and this is one of my favorites that Chanel has ever done. It is a very light, beautiful baby pink, and I have to compare it to one of the baby doll pink that Saint Laurent came out with. It's much lighter, but still, you can just see it's this gorgeous, glowy, luminescent baby pink. Like, it looks phenomenal. And I am not somebody, as we all know if you've watched me, who likes pink, but this one is special. And when this came out, I think I told everyone to run out and get it. I hope I did. But again, limited edition doesn't exist anymore, but there is hope that they'll bring something like that back in the future, because I think it was a pretty popular item, and yeah, it's pretty gorgeous. Then the second thing that I used was the limited edition Camelia highlighting powder. This is Rev de Camelia, and it's called an Illuminating powder from Chanel, and it has the Camelia on the front. This is a beautiful highlighter. I have shown it in comparison to the Hermes highlighter and other Chanels and Dolce & Gabbana. This one is a very icy pink. It really is quite beautiful. I've never seen anything quite like it, and it just goes really well with the Fantasia or Fantasie or however it's pronounced. But I would say that you don't need both of them. I was kind of going for this very glowy look, Valentine's Day look. So, you know, most of the time I would just use one or the other. I'm not a blush, but I just felt like if we're gonna do the best of pinks, I have to include both. Then I use something that you can get your hands on. This is Rose Ardent. This is the new Cream to Powder blush by Chanel. These are excellent Chanel blushes. They aren't the formula of old. They aren't powder. They are creamy, but then they turn to powder once you put them on the skin. This one, Rose Ardent, is a really pretty shade. It has a little bit of, I don't want to say peach because it's not peach, but maybe a little bit of coral actually to it. So it's rosy, but it's not too pink. So I use this to kind of ground the shades down a little to be a little less icy pink, to have a little bit more depth in them. And I think this one is an excellent one to do that with. It looks good on practically everybody, and it is buildable. Like, this is a shade that you can definitely build up. But I sort of tapped it in, you'll see, like around here, and kept it, you know, kind of draping around my eyes to keep that pink look. I did use some bronzer from Chanel, very light bronzer all over, but again, I didn't want to take away from that pinky look, so I didn't do a ton of bronzer on my face. And when choosing what I was going to wear for jewelry to do this video, to me, Chanel always stands for elegance. That's what I think of when I think of Chanel. And so I chose IDYL jewelry to wear because IDYL, in my mind, is one of the most elegant brands out there. And I love working with them. They did send me these. I'm very excited about them. So this is the large stud in white gold. This is the medium stud in white gold. Now this is what I'm really excited about. This is the Esme chain, it's earring, and basically you can link it from one earring to another. Why I'm excited is because I just got my second piercing in October. I got my first piercing when I was 23. Second piercing when I was 52. So I'm not really like a person who does a lot of piercings. I am so excited though, now I want a third one. Like, this is, my sister tells me this is what happens. She has multiple piercings. They, like, once you start, you can't go back. But this is the first time I've ever been able to link a pair of earrings together. And the first company I thought of was IDYL. I was like, oh, I want to get an IDYL chain. And they were kind enough to send me this one. This is the Esme, like I said. Isn't it beautiful? It's so stunning. Back in the day, what was really popular, and they're still popular, but they were the necklaces. They were diamond by the yard or pearl by the yard. They were, you know, pearl string, pearl, or diamond, chain, diamond. And my parents bought me one of those necklaces back in the day, and I was thrilled. I love that look. I've always loved that look. And so that's kind of what these are. Now the Esme has a lot of little tiny diamonds all and up and down the chain. I'll make sure there's a close-up so you see that. They also sent me one, if you're looking for something that has more chain, less diamonds, there's this one, and I'll make sure the name is down below, and I'll have an up close of me wearing that one as well. But both are just beautiful. If you're not familiar with IDYL, IDYL is lab-created diamonds, which are absolutely stunning. The height of luxury. They are sparkly and gorgeous and stunning and set in, as I said, 14 karat gold. They are modular, that you can put different earring jackets on them. You can put these types of chains. Of course, this one is definitely long enough that if you had like a piercing up here, you could link it. I don't know if I'm there yet. I definitely want a third one here. So I have a large stud here, the medium stud here, and then I'll get a pair of small studs to put here. Yeah, I've already started planning it out. I'm very excited. But IDYL just makes a great complement to Chanel, because Chanel is all about elegance and, well, it should be about elegance and a sense of style, but not over the top. Something that, you know, makes you feel confident and looks good on you and enhances your own beauty, not takes over. And I think that IDYL does an excellent job with that. The packaging is stunning. I love their cases. They sent me this really cute wooden, like, holder. You know, you put these next to your bed and you could basically put your jewelry on top of this, so you can just reach for it in the morning. Like, a lot of people don't like to sleep in their rings or in their earrings. I have not taken the medium studs out of the second hole at all. I just leave them in at all times. I know the hole is not going to suddenly close up. I know, my piercer told me, but I'm just one of those people who'd rather just leave it in, and I shower with them in, I sleep with them in, they're super comfortable. And because they're 14 karat gold and made extremely well, I've had no problems. I don't worry about it. You know, the stone is set really well. It's the bezel set stone. You don't have to worry about it falling out. 14 karat gold, so you don't have to worry about it tarnishing or, you know, being uncomfortable in the ear. it's just, to me, it's perfection. So I am thrilled that IDYL sent me these. Thank you so much, IDYL. And if you're looking for a beautiful Valentine's Day gift, actually, now that I think about it, Valentine's Day is around the corner, which is why I'm doing this look for Valentine's Day. Any IDYL piece is going to make a beautiful gift. And the price point is a heck of a lot more reasonable than buying a mined diamond. And again, 14 karat gold. They're shiny, gorgeous, stunning jewelry. All the pieces, the rings, the necklaces, the earrings. I, always go for the earrings because that's kind of more of what I wear. I don't wear a lot of rings. I don't wear a lot of necklaces, but I can promise you that if, I'm wearing these all the time and I have lots of different jewelry to choose from, and IDYL is one of my favorites. So it is an excellent gift as well. And I'll make sure all the links are down below so you can check them out. Back to Best of Chanel. So when I went to do my lips, I was like, okay, there's one shade of Chanel Glossomer. Yeah, I still call them Glossomers. These are the Cocoa Glosses. This is 804. This is like a Barbie pink shade in the tube. And I know I've had a lot of people, be like, I thought you didn't like pink. What this shade does though, it really just makes your lips look like bigger. It makes them look fuller and plumper. It really looks good on everybody. It's a very light baby doll pink and you can use it with any liner. It's like a plumping gloss without the plumping. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. And the liner that I'm wearing with it is Rose Natural. So again, all pink, guys, all pink. You're not gonna see this look on me very often because I just don't do all pink, but I do love 804. I think it's a great shade. I've talked about it a million times and I wear it with all types of liners. I usually do a browner liner when I do it, but again, for today, on Wednesdays we wear pink, but it's not Wednesday. Anyway, so on the eyes. Now, I couldn't do just pink. I was just like, I can't do just pink. So I had to incorporate a little bit of purple. And what I did is I chose one of the Stylo eyeshadows, which does not exist anymore. You notice a lot of this stuff doesn't exist anymore. This is in Pink Lagoon. So this one from Chanel, like I said, doesn't exist. But Victoria Beckham has one that's very similar to this. And I feel like, is it Rare Beauty? There's another brand that has it as well. This is one of the most beautiful pink cream eyeshadows to ever come out. It is a super baby doll pink, shiny, luminous, gorgeous shade. And when you see me put it on my eye, you could just leave that as it was. I mean, it's really, really pretty. Even I like it. And like I said, I'm not a pink person. It's called Pink Lagoon. And Chanel had these cream eyeshadows 10 years ago. I'm still hoping they come back. But anyway, so that's the shade. And it sets down after a while. And then it's basically immovable. And I use them as base to this day. I don't have many of them left because, they're 10 years old, but absolutely stunning, beautiful shades. And Pink Lagoon is like pink. It's the baby doll pink. Then I used a shade of liner called Violine, which again, does not exist anymore. That is a violet purple as the liner for the look. There is a purple liner shade out right now for the spring collection. So you can get a similar look. It's not gonna look exactly the same, but I think it would be similar to this if you're really looking for something purple. And then on the eyes, the eyeshadow I used was an eyeshadow quad called Poisie, Poesie. It's number 234. And Poisie is a very light pink purple quad. And I used the shades in here to enhance the cream eyeshadow stick that I use so that it would be a little bit more purple, a little bit more, a little less pink. Not because I don't like the pink in and of itself. It is really pretty, but this is a little too much for me. And I have to go do another call later on. So I was just kind of like, I don't think I can go that much pink. But Poisie is a beautiful quad. And if you're somebody who really likes those like cool tones, it's really, really nice. And again, it doesn't exist anymore. Most of these things don't exist anymore, but you can do these types of looks with lots of brands that are out now. And Chanel even has some of the purples, some of the pinks. so that you can incorporate a look similar to this for Valentine's Day. If you're looking for something that has that pink glowy look, I think you can certainly get something similar to this if that's the look that you're going for Valentine's Day. So, and in regards to perfume, I was starting to think like, okay, what would I use for, you know, a Valentine's Day look for Chanel? It has to be Comete. Comete is a relatively new fragrance by Chanel, and it's a very powdery, very baby doll type of scent. And it is absolutely beautiful. If you haven't been able to get your nose on it, try to go into some place that has Comete and try it. Because if you're somebody who likes a powdery, like irisy, vanilla, sweet, not too sweet, it's more powdery than anything else. It's just a beautiful, beautiful scent. It's not too heavy. I think it's actually one of the best scents that Chanel has done. They say that there's cherry blossom, aldehydes, iris, and musk in here. I really get, and this is just, again, my nose, I get iris, violet, almond, and powder. That's what I get from it. And I really feel like if you're somebody who likes any of those notes, if any of those things that I just said sort of called to you, like a powdery irisy, almondy vanilla, violet, you know, any of that, if that like you immediately went, oh yes, that's me, try to get your nose on Comete. It is expensive. It's an expensive fragrance. But the one thing I would say is it's something that will last you for years. It's not as if it's makeup where it's going to go bad. If you store perfume correctly, you can have it for your lifetime. And the prices are just going to go up. Every single year, it feels like Chanel has a price increase. Well, actually, every 6 months, it feels like Chanel has a price increase. And I don't usually suggest Chanel perfumes, actually. There are a couple that I really, really like. There's about half a dozen that I like. Comete, I love. And again, it's a very personal thing. Fragrances are, you know, everybody has a different idea of what's the perfect fragrance. But I really feel like Chanel did a fantastic job capturing a powdery, irisy, almondy scent that still has some longevity. And that's the thing. Usually it's with those types of scents, they're very light and airy and then they're gone. They're very ethereal. But, you know, this one, it has some weight to it in the sense that like you do smell it the next day, at least on me, you do. And that is impressive. I think that's difficult to do with those types of scents. So I really would encourage you to check it out. And I think it would be great for a date night because it's light and it's ethereal and it's classy and it's beautiful and it's not overwhelming. And whether you're on your first date or your 1000th date, like my husband and I are probably somewhere close to that, I think it's going to be beautiful anytime. Again, my taste, but you should check it out. I'll make sure the links to IDYL are down below. Thank you, IDYL, for sending me these earrings because it turned out to be the perfect combination for the look that I was going for today. And I think it would make a great Valentine's Day gift. So thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you in another video really soon.